Right, well, here we are back again, doing some more cosplay crafting. I have a very specific objective today, is to get hands-on experience with all the tools and materials. I want to know how different tools interact with the different materials that I've got. Yeah, so I have the heat gun, EVA foam, some glues, velcros. I mean, that kind of covers most of what I'm looking at today, but I essentially need to just have a go with those and see and get a feel for them, really. I feel like that's the bit I need to put at the start of this video. I'm here to make mistakes. So get a bit of tape ready as well. Just so I can heat this both sides. I don't know how heat. I don't know how heat to make it, but we'll find out. And I don't know whether I can just, or it's going to be too hot. I don't know. We're just going to, oh yes, the warning sign. So about emitting vapors. Oh, it says during first use. Let's heat some foam. Right, and let's stick it together, I guess. Hot? It's a bit hot. It's not super hot. Oh, there's the vapors. There's the vapors. It maybe wasn't hot enough, but it's cool already. It's cool already. What if I do that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got to really see the cogs turning in my brain, can't you? So I think next, let's make this baby prototype, I think. So, cheap throwaway foam, just for a mini prototype. I have some cheap throwaway bits of Velcro. But I need to make sure I've got space for the Velcro twice with the detailing in between. Let's cut a bit of this off just for measurement's sake. So I just want the width of this twice with kind of a square detailing width in the middle. Trying not to dent into this soft foam too much because that's going to warp it a little bit. And this has the measurements on, but I'm kind of just eyeballing this anyway. So that's going to be quite a wide strip. But again, that's why we're making prototypes. I do wonder if I can keep the ruler in place whilst I make my cut. I'm going to try it with my ruler in place here. So, I guess this is time to practice with my contact adhesive as well. While we're here, let's also get my Velcro strips to scale. So I think these are sticky backed anyway, actually. So maybe I don't need to use a contact adhesive, but maybe I could do both and compare. Oh yeah, that's got some stick. But anyway, I think we're about there. I have this. I'm going to need to move the light back here so I can actually, you know. What I think I've done is bending the foam whilst placing the sticky Velcro. So I've almost compressed the foam, stuck it together so it's stuck in that compressed position, so it's now peeling upwards. But I think that's generally the gist I was looking for. So that almost goes on the bottom, and then I can have a second piece wrap around and connect. You know, maybe that's the test. Maybe I shape this piece of paper a little bit so it's a bit closer to how the bracer would look. I'm trying to think a few steps ahead and make this more difficult so that these problems don't occur in the future. So that's the sticky side of the Velcro. I need a non-sticky side of the Velcro. I like the rollout method for sticking this on. Let's try it without rolling out, just sticking it straight on, just for alternative method's sake. Cool. So I almost can stick one side on. Essentially doing that, that. Oh, it is big enough for my arm. I'm going to want to line those up together. I think, however, considering it's thin foam and the width that is left between the Velcro, I think it's too much. I think it's too much. That could still potentially work. The foam does need, I think, still bending, so thicker foam and still heat it and bend it. You see, this is actually unraveled a little bit, but it's mostly held its position. This is still quite thin. And I did want to go thin and lightweight. Well, I think that's the result. It's time to just get my bracer measured correctly. So I have a bunch of templates that I messed with the other day. I just need to get this correct. The wrist section is going to be there. Top section is going to be there. And that will give me... It's looking about right. Right, so we're back on this station now. So let's look at getting this heated and have a look at sticking it together. Definitely something wrong with the shape I'm cutting for this forearm. Let's give it some heat. So what I can see on this, I'm getting some black marks. I believe that's where it's just gone too heated. I think that first 30 seconds was just short. Maybe a minute is too long. Right, let's have a go with some contact adhesive. I've not used this before, but see what happens. Anyway, well, let's try and just go for this. Should we just try and stick this straight together? Trying to get this to play nice is not easy. Do I dare put this on my arm yet? Probably a bad idea. I mean, it's mostly there, but still. That's just going to pull it back apart again. Plus, I can't really get that on my arm. The wrist is too narrow. So that's coming apart again. But once it's on, it's loose. But it's kind of on, and that's the right kind of size and flexibility. Maybe a little bit bigger. It can get away with being a bit bigger than that. I still have to push it over my hand. If it has its own way of connecting, I don't have to worry about that. Which then brings me back to this idea. That's definitely feeling, after heat treatment, it's feeling a bit stiff, but it's still flexible. It is very warm today. My lights are about out of time, so I'm going to wrap this up and clean up. Definitely a learning experience. However, I can't say I've progressed much. So definitely useful day, definitely productive day, even though I've not really stepped forward in actually making anything. It's definitely pointed me in the right direction. I realize I've been saying and planning on doing this for a long time now, and I've not been doing a lot, and I feel like time is ticking away. I still, again, have quite a bit of time ahead of me, but having the free time within that time frame to actually do this, bit more of a struggle to come by. Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying a little bit at a time, I guess, and see how far I get. Until next time.